Best interview in baseball, presented by Corona, and we are pleased to be joined by Steven Okert of the Astros. All he's done this year is allow one run over 13 innings. He's also a big tipper. We're going to get to the on-field stuff in just a second, but first, let's go back to what we just saw. Have other bullpen cart drivers tried to hit you up since what you did last year there?
No, that's the only place.
Okay.
Oh, dude. Hey, CR mentioned your numbers. Just one run so far in 13 innings, and obviously early on the season. But what's been working for you? Is there a pitch that maybe you worked on shaping this offseason? Because you've been absolutely nasty. No walks, 15 Ks. Talk to us.
Shoot, I don't know, honestly. I feel like fastball's gotten a little better, a little more confidence with it. So just mixing in the fastball a little more has helped me get guys off the slider.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's great when you're able to have success, but you're also around Josh Hader, who's dominated at this high level. Do you guys talk and just share stuff? Because I know, like, I wasn't a pitcher, but I know if I play with Mariano Rivera and I'm wanting to figure out how he threw his cutter or how he holds his cutter or what pressure on the fingers, that kind of stuff is awesome to me. Has Josh and you kind of gotten together and maybe there's things that you talk about?
Yeah, I feel like I've talked to him mostly about like his mentality out there. I mean, he throws a sinker that's got 20 vert on it, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull that out of my back pocket. But mostly, I feel like mentality stuff.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
That's good stuff.
Awesome. I noticed that you follow Gordon Ramsay on Instagram. How often do you throw down in the kitchen, or do you just like to yell?
My wife's the better cook. I can grill some stuff, but she's in the kitchen and she whips up some good food.
Okay, what do you grill? Let's give us a barbecue at Steven's house.
Mostly
steaks. I like
steaks.
Steven immediately.
Some chicken here and there, but I mean, I got a Traeger
Chicken's
2 years
tough.
ago, and it cooks it for you. You put the probe in, it tells you when it's done, so it's not too hard.
Is that the Bluetooth? You can start it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything.
All of it.
Do you have a nickname for your Traeger?
I don't.
Oh, you can name it on
Gotta
the
come
app.
up with one of those.
Mine was Sir Ribs a lot. That was the name of my grill.
Nice. I'll have to come up with something.
We're gonna
we know you
workshop
first
it.
learned to start.
Yeah.
We know you first started to learn to grill back in those college days at Oklahoma Boomer Sooners. Are you a guy that goes to those football games in the off season?
I haven't been back in a while. Moved out in Arizona in 16, so I haven't made a trip back, but I'd like to. The games are fun there.
Yeah. Then now he's going with Sierra's favorite, Arizona State, over there, checking out all the good games probably, right, Sierra?
Yeah, absolutely. ASU.
Yeah, no doubt. I do want to get to you because in 1993, I was an undrafted dude at Lamar University, and there's a special place right down the road there in Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, okay? You had a chance to go around there and check out some of the plaques or anything? Did you see any Hall of Fame stuff up there for Uncle Kevin, or is it just the 260 average didn't play then?
I made it to about the baseball field there and back home, and that's it.
Steven?
Kevin, he didn't see your plaque.
Didn't see it.
I mean, at 45,
that one's on me.
I had a home run for you.
That's on me.
Okay, I understand you're also a big dog guy. What kind of activities do you do with your dogs, and what kind of treats do you feed them?
Oh, shoot. My wife buys them some treats.
You don't give them anything off the Traeger, come on.
Every once in a while, they get some scraps. We try not to feed them too much so they're not begging,
Yeah,
But
of course.
Our husky will get right between my legs and just stare up at me, so we kind of got to hold off on that.
Dude, he's awesome. But this new racket though, like, I'm a dog lover. All of us are dog lovers up here, okay? So they have this food that they send now, and then it goes into the freezer. And my wife's getting these packages. I'm like, what happened to the old days? Go and get some dog food. You get the can opener and you throw a little half and half. Now I go to put in my Haagen-Dazs ice cream in this freezer. I have no room because we have all this frozen. I don't know what the heck this world, like the frozen food. They eat better than us right now. Do you feed your dogs that stuff, or are they still all the
He totally
normal
does.
stuff?
Yeah.
He totally does.
My wife orders that for sure, yeah.
God,
Whenever I
if
feed him, I
didn't
gotta
get
ask
into
her
dog
what.
food.
Yeah, I gotta ask her
What
what
about dog
vitamins and
bones?
whatever she's putting on it.
If you go to
Yeah,
like a
they'll get
steakhouse,
some marrow bones.
Are you good with that? Do you take a big T-bone home for them and let them chew on the bone?
Always take it home. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
We got to get 2 with bones because we got 2 dogs, so we got to get 1 for each.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Time for our
500
Corona vibe check. How do you escape the daily grind on the field and unwind off of it?
Shoot, go back to the hotel and play some video games with some of my buddies. That's about it.
Okay, what are we playing?
A mix of things. Call of Duty, Rocket League. Every once in a while, some Fortnite. Yeah, it's not really in as much anymore, so not quite as much of those.
Backpacks.
Do you ever play MLB The Show?
No, I don't really play sports games too often. So some golf here and there, but not really too often.
I'm always curious if guys are playing and then use themselves when they're pitching, so you don't play. So kind of a mute point.
I'd pick someone else.
Not this year, you wouldn't. Don't even think about it. Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Not with that ERA, my friend. Before we let you go, it is time to do Secret Santos. This is a part of the show where you tell us a secret about yourself that nobody knows, and don't worry, it stays just between us four.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't
No
know.
big deal. Maybe you're a massage therapist in high school. You know, no one knew that.
Can you play the trombone?
No, I bought a guitar last offseason, but that's tough.
Yes.
That's tough.
Hey,
So I was trying to
E
learn
minor, C, A, stay in those lanes. A minor. Do not start going bar chords and F and all that. It's miserable. You got about 15 songs I'm going to send you, and you can play those in your underwear, throw a little something in your lip, and you know what I'm saying? You just start in those chords.
Yeah, I'm just on YouTube watching their fingers and trying to figure it out, and it's tough.
Nope.
And you can
Yeah,
always go with this
you're
one,
fine.
too. If someone says, do you play the guitar? My buddy told me this because I dabble in it, and I'm not very good. And he said, Ryan, you're better off just saying from now on, just say you carry a guitar.
That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
This is super
I definitely
random.
do not play one.
Super random, Steven, but does anyone ever say your name like Cardi B?
Yeah, I've heard that pretty often, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Kevin?
I have no idea. I know
Deb?
who Cardi B is.
No.
You can't do it? Nobody can you? Will you do it for us, Steven?
I think you got to do it. I think you got to do it.
I
Go,
can't. It's like an Okert.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm done for the day.
Keep it going,
But
man.
you know what, Steven? It's been such a pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much for coming on IT. You're an
Yeah,
IT
dude.
rookie, but you're welcome back anytime. You're a seasoned vet
Thank
now.
you, guys.
Athletics coming off an exciting win. That's Luis Urias with the walk-off home run. The A's are 14-14. They've won 4 of 5. Front Office Insights are presented by Sage. We welcome in Athletics General Manager David Forrest. David, it's Brian Kenny. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for coming back on.
Good morning, Brian. Thanks for having me. You can play that clip a few more times if you want. I'll watch it.
I'll wake you up, that's for sure. It's funny, I'm always characterizing where you guys are and where you're going as far as you were going physically to Las Vegas in a couple of years. But I mentioned you seem to be ahead of schedule. Where are you, your view, where are you in your rebuild?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the schedule looks like. I mean, we're happy with the quality of baseball we're playing. You know, Mark talks all the time about, getting better every day, playing with young players. These guys are learning on the fly. So I don't think we've put any timetable on this. Look, Anthony Recker, who's there next to you, was on a team here in 2012 that improved by 20 games and made the playoffs when no one really ever expected it. So these things all sort of happen on their own time. But I just think we're happy with the way we're playing right now.
So I remember seeing you last year, and this is when it was all breaking going to Las Vegas. And we're still looking at Las Vegas 2028, if that's true. And was the plan to be essentially a playoff team then as you arrived?
Yeah, 2028 is absolutely the timeline for Vegas. We're hoping to have a groundbreaking there in the next couple of months. So we're looking at 3 years in Sacramento, and obviously when we get to Las Vegas, that's when you really want to sort of be humming. But this is a team right now that I think has a chance to win some games, and there's nothing that says you can't go to the playoffs in Sacramento and be good even before we get to Vegas.
All right, so right, you mentioned it's 3 years in Sacramento. That's a lot of time. If imagine you were first in the industry and you're in your early 20s. Hey, a 3-year contract. Like, wow, 3 whole years. So what is it like? Again, you're not the only team playing in a minor league park. What is it like playing in a minor league park in Sacramento?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to call Eric Neander and sort of compare notes on our minor league ballparks, but I think our guys are making the best of it. The people in Sacramento with the River Cats and the Kings have done a great job of getting this ballpark ready. We do have a new clubhouse that has sort of served all our needs, and I think we're still learning the ballpark, learning how it plays, and but I think our guys have done a good job of sort of blocking all that stuff out and focusing on those hours between the lines of the game.
You had contract extensions in the offseason to Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, Luis Severino. You went on the free agent market. That you seem to be more aggressive than people anticipated. Give us the philosophy there.
Yeah, I think those moves we made in the offseason were important. And also, extending the contract of Mark Kotsay goes right along with those things. For a long time, we've valued flexibility here. We've been very transactional, but the reality is stability has to be a part of that formula as well. And signing Rook, signing Law long-term, making sure Mark is the manager here for the foreseeable future. Those things are important to make a statement and say, like, this is the team we're going forward with. We believe in these guys. There's a lot of young players around that hopefully are in that same situation, this season or next season. And it's important to send that message.
Tyler Soderstrom is now slugging .585. He's a first-rounder in 2020. It's been an early season surprise. He's played some outfield now as your top prospect, Nick Kurtz, comes up. So you have these sluggers who are emerging now. Where does everybody go?
everybody goes in the lineup. That's the most important part of it.
Right.
Look, obviously bringing Nick up was, a little awkward with having basically our best hitter right now playing first base. But I'll give Tyler a ton of credit. When he was approached with the idea of moving, he said whatever's best for the team. And he went out to the outfield, took fly balls for a week, and so far so good. So, we had the need for another left-handed bat. Nick was there in the minor leagues doing basically everything we asked of him, and it's nice when we face right-handed starters to be able to have both those guys in the lineup.
And now here emerging is Jacob Wilson, who is the anti-3 true outcomes guy. Doesn't sound like an A at all, right? It doesn't walk, doesn't strike out.
Hey, he walked twice over the weekend, so
okay.
let's not forget that.
The percentage is going up then. But really, this is flying in the face of what is now, postmodern Moneyball baseball. Can this be successful?
I think you have to leave room for the possibility that it is. I know you've got him there next to Luis Arraez on that graphic, and that's sort of the comp we've made the most. But when we drafted Jacob, we knew this was a unique skill set, and his ability to put the bat on the ball is unlike anybody we've had in the organization in recent memory. And look, it's playing. It may not be what you teach to your kids or to your minor leaguers, but obviously he had a fantastic teacher in his dad for a long time, was around the game. He knows baseball. He's a smart guy, and what he's doing right now is working.
He's done it at every level. He's at 324 in the majors. That works. We know that. David, before we go, we were talking about Walt Jocketty, who passed away this past weekend, and probably a lot of people don't remember now or wouldn't associate him with the A's. He was with the A's in baseball operations as it was back then in the 1980s. Tell us about your experiences and your organization's experiences with Walt Jocketty.
Yeah, I appreciate the segment you did and the things that Derek said. Walt was a wonderful guy. And when I was young, just getting into the business, Walt had already moved on from Oakland, but he always had time. He always had a nice word to say. And we have a lot of people who've been here for a long time who did work with Walt. Billy Beane overlapped with him, Steve Vucinich, Mickey Morabito, all these guys spent time in the Oakland front office with Walt and just had nothing but wonderful things to say. So he will certainly be missed. I'm lucky to have gotten to be around him a little bit and talk to him at times over the years. So I appreciate the segment you guys did.
Yeah, no, everywhere you go and everybody you talk to said, similar things. A true gentleman. Nice to see someone like that so successful and deserves to be remembered. David, congratulations on the early success. Nice to see your club doing nicely this year, and we'll keep an eye on you. Thank you so much for coming on.